What is going on, all you tanks, healers, and damage dealers? And welcome back to the Questline Open. I am Septilence, that is Hotdog, and I am bamboozled and flabbergasted because we are going to be seeing Bay State versus DaBaby Clan. And Hotdog, this will be my fourth time casting Bay State today.
Really?
But my first time casting them here in the Questline Open. I had a different tournament this morning, and they were tearing it up over there, completely undefeated. So they're coming in hot off of several wins already today.
Yeah, that's a really good advantage to have, coming in hot, warm. But I think someone mentioned in the last couple matches. These tournaments can go very long. You're playing for 6-7 hours straight, and having another tournament before this, that could end up being maybe a disadvantage for them. But I think regardless, we're gonna see some good Overwatch play. And I do again want to say I love that tanks. I can't even say it. Tanks, healers, and damage. I like that one. Those are good words.
Yeah,
you say them better than I do.
It's my favorite intro. I think I told you this last time as well. I did not make it up. I saw it on Twitter one time, and I was like, "Hey, I really like that." And
you got to build the brand. You got to build it.
You've got to stick with it. I am super excited to see these teams coming out right now. DaBaby Clan is a team that is a little less well-known than Bay State. Bay State often considered one of the best collegiate programs in the country right now, one of the best collegiate Overwatch teams in the country. So they are definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with today. But who knows? Maybe DaBaby Clan is going to give us the biggest upset of all time.
This really does kind of go to show how wide of a reach Overwatch can have. We got collegiate players, we got people coming in, just kind of making teams. I think regardless, we're going to see a very wide range of skills. We've seen some of the early matches seem to be, to a certain degree, a little bit more one-sided, and then last one went down to the third map. So it'll be interesting to see how much of a contender the DaBaby Clan is going into this, and looking at these. I'm gonna have to say DaBaby like 50 times without laughing, which I think it's gonna be.
50 feels like a minimum.
Let's go and look at these rosters. Like you're saying, Bay State looking strong. I'm a little bit less familiar with the collegiate scene, but the fact that, again, you've seen them in tournament earlier today, I'm sure you've got a pretty good idea of how well they kind of play. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Faded in particular today was on Roadhog almost every map, and every time I was like, I'm a little bit worried. And even on Lijiang Tower, this happened twice, Hotdog. This happened 2 times. Faded got a quadruple kill with a whole hog. 2 separate times today.
That'll do just fine.
It is just like the opener of all openers. And Faded now, of course, is on Winston, so all that Roadhog talk out the window. But, this is going to be a fascinating situation. This is, to my knowledge, the 3rd time Bay State has played Lijiang in a competitive setting today. So they could be incredibly warmed up, but on the same side, like you said, they could be getting that fatigue. That's got to kick in eventually.
Yeah, looking at these two compositions too. Honestly, Bay State's already looking a little bit stronger, kind of going into what DaBaby Clan's playing. Obviously, they have no idea what they're playing, so it's kind of just guessing and kind of swapping from that. Lots of chunky damage. A Reaper could just eat right through those tanks. But there we go, first fight starting up.
First fight going in quick. It's going to be DaBaby Clan's Andrew getting on point. The opportunity to kind of flank, maybe even looking for some moves if they really want to get cheeky with it early. Getting Bay State down and out is going to be the idea, because it's the approach, it's the aggression that Bay State loves to capitalize on. Yep. It's capitalizing on things just like that. You hack a Wrecking Ball, nobody is going to be there to save him. He's in way too deep for that hack to come through and not deal some serious damage. Bay State with a single elim here, Hotdog. They've guaranteed themselves first point cap.
Yeah, and it's interesting to DaBaby, they didn't even swap from that. Again, Bay State has a lot of players on or characters that can really counter a lot of what DaBaby is running. Now they've got they've got a D.Va for put pressure on the Pharah. They've got again the Reaper. They got the Sombra. These tanks are gonna have a lot of hard fights, even trying to get any sort of space in the point.
Yeah, space on the point is going to be what DaBaby Clan needs, and as a hack comes through once again onto Shira, it's just an immediate Bay State clutch here. Cave goes in deep with that opportunity to strike, capitalizes off the back of it, and Hybo 6 is taken off next, so already down. Bay State, they've got the numbers, they've already got the eliminations, and now they've guaranteed themselves, who knows, a minimum of 20 more %.
Yeah, you saw those Emmanuel hack coming in on the side of Bay State, making it again hard for the Hog on DaBaby Clan to even get any sort of healing. But as I say that, he does get a pick on the Reaper. That could be the opportunity that DaBaby needs right here.
Let's go. It's going to be a double kill already in favor of DaBaby Clan. Faded has to go all the way in deep, trying to take out Keo. Should be able to with relative ease, but you're already looking at a, what, 4-for-1 trade? You found the Pharah, but the rest of your team has bitten the bullet here, and it's going to be a great opportunity for DaBaby Clan to flip this point back in their favor. It's all about stalling right now for Bay State, but Faded doesn't even get the chance. Hooked away, Neb finding elimination onto Andrew, immediately going to be traded out by Jake here, and now a barrage from Keo, a desperate attempt to finally get rid of the plague known as Bay State. They are tearing DaBaby Clan apart right now, with DaBaby Clan finally finding themselves back on top of things. They've got a point cap.
I feel like DaBaby, they're just going a little bit too slow here. I mean,
I agree.
They had a great opportunity in Bay State. You'll notice, like, in any tournament, the more experienced team, they take advantage of these opportunities, move quickly, make very fast adjustments, and kind of jump on things. Which again, kind of speaks to that cohesiveness that Bay State has as being an established team. So DaBaby, they really need to work together to make some magic happen here.
Magic is absolutely going to be the name of the game for DaBaby Clan. They've got
that'll do.
They find a huge elimination, make it a double. The support line blinking, you miss it. Bay State support line does not get to play the game. However, it's immediately going to be canceled out by a double from Bay State. However, no supports. Going to make this a tough one, but Cabe has decided nothing is stronger than a Reaper with a left click. Infernal takes out Jake, and all of a sudden, I mean, Bay State winning a fight they absolutely should have lost. That is Keo with their third environmental kill of this fight. Finally going to be going down, but I mean, you did everything you could to try and clutch that one out.
I mean, again, this kind of speaks again, like these teams are good. I think one of the main issues is they need to work together to make this happen. But as I said, 3 people EMP, this could be a huge opportunity for Bay State to finish this out.
The 3MP can definitely go the extra mile here if they have the opportunity to really capitalize. Neb gets a kill, immediately traded in. Oh, the D-Mac should have booped right in, but Keo is still there to clean it up straight away. Infernal down. DaBaby Clan, this is realistically their last attempt to try and clutch out Lijiang Gardens here. It's going to be a very slow pace. They're going for the slow burn, the eliminations as they come, and they'll be able to flip it back, but Hotdog, we're in that spot where they cannot make a single mistake here if they want to try to win this stage.
Luckily, I mean, DaBaby, they do have, like, I think a little bit more ults in the bank here. I think if they can play this out, continue to use these ults to put themselves in positions to get more percent, get a nice barrage potentially maybe in this last few fights, it could put them in the winner's seat here for this first round.
Jake sending out a pulse bomb early, unfortunately not a stick. It's going to be an ultimate they may want back as this fight gets closer and closer. However, the pulse bomb with or without it seems like we've got DaBaby Clan in charge for at least a moment. A 2-for-2 trade, so we're looking at a 4v4 lineup. Soaks finds the resurrection, the support line for DaBaby Clan. Back in the swing of things for only a moment. Faded reconfirms the kill, and Keo desperate to find the elimination onto this Winston. Faded in particular just refusing to die for a majority of this. Several situations where this Winston should have gone down, and he lives to tell the tale. Soaks has been eliminated, and Bay State coming back in full swing. They've got the numbers, they've got the damage, and they've got the ultimates. That Primal making an appearance early here. It's going to be a 99-99 situation, no matter how their cookie crumbles at the end of it. But DaBaby Clan, they are desperate to make sure they walk away with this first stage win. Bay State, they flipped it over. The wick begins to tick down, and the recontest has to come through. DaBaby, they are playing the long game. They've been playing slow, but right now it has got to be nothing but fast until this stage comes to an end.
Yeah, I mean, right there, I mean, like I was saying, like, if they can get themselves up to get some good ultimates, that could be the difference maker. But it's still so back and forth. Keo was able to get 2 picks here with that barrage, but it is still just so back and forth the entire time. But I think Bay State here might have found the answer. They're kind of eking out this victory here. Each pick they kind of get on the board. And yeah,
Second
there
fight,
it goes.
2 fights in the same game where Cabe just decides to win. We saw 2 times where DaBaby Clan was up in the numbers. On the Reaper, Cabe drops 4. Does it again right at the very end. On the Tracer, drops 3. It was just Bay State. Cabe was like, let's keep it moving. Let's continue moving forward here. A great opportunity for Bay State to win the first stage, but this is far from over. They win 1 stage.
Yeah.
If they lose the second, we're going all the way to the third, and then after that, there's still a minimum of 1 more map. Bay State has got that lead, but I mean, Hotdog, it literally cannot get closer than 9-9-9-9.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I thought, oh man, I've been succumbed to the other the data monster got me. I mean, like I said, these teams are good. I think again, it kind of comes down a bit to the just cohesiveness of the team. How well can they play together to make something happen, make these plays happen? The DaBaby Clan, they had the picks, they had the potential, they've got the skill. I mean, the Pharah got, I think you said like three different picks there to get a huge advantage each fight, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough because they didn't, just capitalize on it. Luckily, they played that last fight really well, kind of, again, focusing on getting those 2 ultimates out, putting themselves in positions to get the Pharah ult, be able to get more damage on the board, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was close, but close only counting, unfortunately, in horseshoes and hand grenades. And now we have had a pause of some variety. I don't know if somebody had to reset, maybe an emergency bathroom break, who knows. But we'll figure out in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be waiting to kind of hear on what comes next. So, of course, there's the opportunity of Night Market as well as Control Center. And those two maps, I mean, there are no two maps in the game that call for more polar opposite team comps, I think, than Control Center and Night Market. It is all about synergy, like you said, and composition. So it really comes down to the next stage on how successful these teams are going to be.
Yeah, we have an EU internet. I think I might
That'll
be
do
having
it.
an EU internet moment too in Indiana. And here we go. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna have a nice like slideshow of my face. Hope that's all right with you guys at home. But yeah, I mean, this is already again, like you said, a very even match, and like you said, these two maps are going to have two different types of compositions being played, or there's a lot of because again, there's just so different. So again, I mean, this whole tournament, we've seen a lot of double shield. We've seen,
Yeah.
hamster hog, which again, I was surprised they got as much success as they did with that. Maybe they probably practiced that strategy for a while, but there's a lot of versatility for these tank comps that they can choose here.
Absolutely. The tanks can really go the extra mile. And Symmetra feels likely, no matter what the next stage is going to be, because of course they use her to TP on Night Market up and through the window, and then we see her a little bit more in Control Center on the defensive side. Her ultimate really goes the extra mile, and it can keep teams alive in very tough situations on Control Center. It's going to be all about the comfortability of can we play a Symmetra, and then if we can, how well can we capitalize off the back of it. I'm just eager to jump back into this. I've been looking forward to this all week, all weekend. I'm very excited to see what these teams are bringing out. We've got Bay State and DaBaby Clan. I think we've got another best of 3 after this. This is just going to be a very fun day, and I hope we don't have too many EU internet moments, but sometimes that feels like a bit
You
of
know
an
what? It
axe.
happens. It happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us. I'll say, I swapped my work schedule for this. I made time. That's how pumped I was. We gotta because I think people were saying, this is gonna be one of the last kind of bigger tournaments on
Yeah.
Overwatch 1 as we go into Overwatch 2. So I think a lot of these teams are gonna try and make like one last final statement, one last hoorah here as we go into 5v5 different style of Overwatch here.
Yeah, that is actually, I can't believe I haven't thought of that. I haven't talked about that at all. Yeah, this is really one of the last larger, kind of higher tier Overwatch 1 tournaments. This is really going to be, like you said, time for a lot of teams, a lot of players to make some real statements about how far they can truly go in this game. We're going to be going into Control Center next, and Cabe locking in my favorite lad in the game, that Junkrat, making an appearance early, and that, in my opinion, is going to give Bay State a very aggressive leg up in the primary fight. It's going to be in this close quarters corridor, and I think that Bay State, even a half-decent grenade, can really deal a lot of damage and force the DaBaby Clan onto a defensive foot.
Yeah, and Andrew here, he's looking for a way to just get in here and break up this this very brawly comp that Bay State has walked out on.
Oh!
And now they're in a weird spot. That is a great pick there, right? That's a great opportunity for them to make their first kind of move in this point.
I talked about, oh my goodness, I talked about how excited I was for Cave and the Junkrat, and of course he gets environmentally killed at the beginning of the fight. A classic lineup here for the Bay State, but Faded finding an elimination onto Fake Jake. That could be the opening they need. We're looking at a 5-4 right now in favor of the DaBaby Clan. Abs is going to be respawning, and now as Neb goes down, there are no supports on the side of Bay State. It's going to be a huge issue. Neb gone, Depresso gone, Inferno losing the mech, and Bay State might be able to do a little bit of damage, but they're definitely going to have to pass this point over.
Yeah, and again, a few of these just small micro plays that the DaBaby Clan is making. Again, I'm really impressed with how well they're able to make these individual skill moments. Again, I think it's sound like a broken record. Kind of pull it all together, make it one big kind of mass, one big team. But I mean, all the very aware of the situation with these cooldowns, kind of just again putting pressure where they need to on Bay State. Yeah, they're looking a little bit cleaner here, I think, on this map than the previous.
Without a doubt, I could not agree with you more. And right now, they're in a really good position to cycle these ultimates. It's going to be all about team communication on who's ulting and who isn't, because if DaBaby Clan overextends with their ults, they'll win one fight, but then almost guaranteed lose the next. It's the minefield coming up from Andro. Depresso traded out for Demo. It's a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity for Bay State to capitalize, right? The Ana is gone. That's so much damage. That's the Nano off the table. You can really start to feel comfortable. But as I say that, Cave is going to be eliminated. We see Andrew with that kill. Keo taking out Faded, and all of a sudden, a fight fated for Bay State to win is going to be in DaBaby Clan's favor.
Yeah, they set that up really well. I mean, the lamp came out immediately as the flux went down, and they were able to save a lot of the team members on there. They even invested the window. but it wasn't enough. So now they're coming into this fight. They've got, you know, a Diva Bomb coming up, Pulse Bomb, and you know, a beat. And even that, I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be enough to really, you know, wrest control this point, you know, make it into a, you know, more percentage for Bay State here. It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle.
An uphill battle is probably the toughest way to put it here, Hotdog. It's going to be a really tough situation for Bay State to win. Now, Depresso fades out a shield bash, completely blindside Soaks, pulls them out of the fight for just a moment, but it's Neb who comes through with a double environmental kill, one shy of the achievement that I'm sure this lad already has. Nobody loves environmental kills like Neb. He might be looking for a fourth one here if he's lucky, but instead he's going to be eating that dynamite, and it looks like Keo is going to be eating his way to the spawn room. A quadruple boop kill from Neb across the board. Now we're looking at a complete mirror of what we saw on Gardens. Bay State cannot afford to have a single mistake where they have to pass this stage over.
Yeah, Neb, again, great awareness, you know, of being aware, like you kind of mentioned, he loves environmental kills. He knows where to set himself up, where the other team is going to be pushing in. And he did kind of have a great situation pop in front of them. They're all clustered around that Mega. But, man, really good job taking advantage of that and walking in. And that's a great hack right there.
I'm amazed that hack got off. I mean, that was just amazing. Truly just right in the swing of things. Cave already 11% away from the EMP. EMP, one of my favorite ultimates in the game. Such a positive space maker for a team in a defensive hold like this one. That's going to be a 4-man EMP coming out early. Can they capitalize off the back? Keo instead takes out Abs. Shira going to be taken out by Cave. We're looking at a 5-5 lineup once again, but Andrew's Minefield could save the day. The D-Back, the bomb, everybody's favorite aim bomb, really putting in the work. Neb goes down. Infernal not far behind into DaBaby Clan. They are mere seconds away from being able to capitalize and win the second stage, taking us all the way to Night Market.
Yeah, I don't even know if Bay State's going to be able to touch. No, they should be able to. Looks like they've got a monkey coming in, hopefully, to at least, you know, say hello to the point. And, I mean, DaBaby, they're looking really strongly. They've got a nano boost. They can walk in and really make this kind of, again, go to map 3 here. Or round 3, rather.
Faded had the opportunity to take Keo out, but instead had to recontest, had to touch. There was a sole survivor from Bay State, and poor Keo just trying to stay on the stage, pulling Faded out for so long. Somehow, Bay State has really restabilized the point. Faded goes down, that's going to flip it against them. That leap onto Keo did quite a number there in the health department. A huge opportunity for DaBaby Clan to take us all the way to that third and final stage, and I would love to see it happen, Hotdog. I am all about as much Overwatch as we can get today.
There we go.
Depresso has that pulse bomb at the ready, but oh, the recall. The half a second that Depresso was not in existence was long enough for the wick to burn down, and DaBaby Clan to tie things up here on Li Zhang.
I want to point out, because I don't know kind of, you know, the skill level kind of range of people that are watching, but, you know, as you get into more like higher tier Overwatch, you'll notice that, you know, the name of the game a lot of times is just to get these cooldowns out. You know, you'll see Tracer trying to, you know, harass the Brig, you know, just try and get that shield bash out so they know they're safe to actually put pressure on. So one thing to really note or watch as you're kind of watching this is kind of where they're setting up to, again, get value out of, you know, getting these cooldowns out. And I think really, you know, Bay State's doing a really good job of that. You'll see that, you know, Soaks was kind of missed some shield bashes there, able to get, again, advantage that way. But yeah, when it comes down to this last round, to see who gets to this point.
Yeah, both teams choosing to use the Civ TP directly out of spawn. Nobody wants to lock on the Symmetra. They use it for the temporary teleport to Depresso with that first blood, and an impactful one at that. Keo, that primary damage dealer, taken out before they even get to fire the gun. A 4v3, or excuse me, 6v3. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's just a bloodbath here.
6v0. Let's just make it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep trying to keep track. I'm gonna lose it. But Bay State, yeah, I mean a 6v0 at the beginning. Cave taken out by a good headshot from Keo. Plenty of time to return, but Bay State probably gonna have to take this next fight down one.
Yeah, again, like you'll notice, man, Bay State is really ahead in terms of ultimates. The support line, they're gonna be able to kind of do anything they want in this fight. You have so much sustain as this fight starts out right now.
Oh, Neb. I mean, Soaks right now really not missing these whip shots. Several onto Depresso last stage, and now one onto Neb very early on. Lucio gone. That's the speed boost gone. Any hope of a beat in the near future gone. Infernal losing the mech. Abs is gone. The support line from Bay State always taken out first. Great target focus from DaBaby Clan every round. It is just Neb and Abs biting that bullet early. Fake Jake takes out Faded, and DaBaby Clan going to be able to cap it pretty quickly here. This is the first time we're seeing a team counter cap, and there's not already 99 on the board.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, Bay State, they had that. I think if the Moira hadn't died, they might have won that fight. You'll notice Abs died with their coalescence ready. Obviously, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of hard to know what sort of advantage that would have had for it, but obviously, you know, it would have been great to have that much more healing. Now, Bay State, they are very strong with ultimates, but so is DaBaby Clan. They have 6 ultimates on the board, both teams basically. Oh, take that 5. That'll do.
What a dive, though. What great coordination then for Infernal to eat the pulse bomb from Fake Jake as well. Very few ways to collapse on a team faster than that. What a great opening for Bay State. Now it's Shira trying to find that Sombra off stage. Could you imagine if the hack landed 1 second earlier, he would have dropped into the death zone himself. What a play, though. Bay State truly had a great opportunity there. It's DaBaby clan. They capitalized. They adapted quick like lightning, and they were able to find themselves on the win of the fight. I mean, that is shocking.
I kind of like this look more. I mean, again, they were, Shira was able to, run the hog in the first round, but man, this hard, heavy dive team, I feel like Bay State's kind of not quite sure what to do with that. They've got mobility to avoid these dives, but they're just not executing. They're getting caught out here.
Yeah, not the proper execution that we would like to see. A really good start from Bay State's dive, and then it kind of just fell apart. The damage was heavier on the side of the DaBaby clan. They knew that, and they ran with it. Now we see Keo already going down, a huge opportunity, but oh no. Oh, if that gets anybody, it could spell disaster, but instead it is Soaks, that whip shot wizard, taking out Cave early on once again. Andrew going to be booped away by Neb, and Inferno losing the back could be the deciding factor here. I'm looking out for Fake Jake's pulse spot because it could spell disaster. There it is, and it's going to be faded. Who bites the bullet because of it? A huge opportunity for DaBaby clan to walk away victorious here on Lijiang Tower. Bay State, I think you're right, Hotdog. This comp just really not working well for them when they need it to most.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, right? Bay State have so much mobility. They should hope to theoretically be able to avoid some of these hard dives, but they're just walking in, putting so much great target focus down. And as I'm talking, I mean, this is looking like the last fight here. A hack does go on to the Andrew there on the ball, and it might get pretty close to the end, but man, it's going to have to really make a miracle here to make this this point go to a Bay State.
The EMP could very well be a miracle, but it only hit Soaks. You needed at least 2 or 3 to make that EMP worth it. The capitalization hardly gets Soaks killed. We're going to see both supports down now. That is the miracle Bay State possibly needed. Faded takes out Shira. It's now 6v3, 6v2. It is up to the DPS to try and save the day, but it's 99%, so there's no point in stalling. You're going to have to flip this point back over and pray you can win on the next fight.
Yeah, I mean, DePresso, they're doing a lot of work just with kind of getting Emmanuel Hack on the team there and getting just sowing discord in the backline. But unfortunately, these EMPs have not been as effective this round. They've gotten, I think that Brig has gotten hit solo EMP'd at least twice that I remember. I mean, that again, a great solo hack, and that again, that's a great way to start the fight, but you got to keep this consistency going on every single fight, and great EMP or a pulse. That'll do.
That ate the beat, Hotdog. Neb just dropped the beat. He didn't get to touch the ground. Oh, that disastrous. That is exactly what DaBaby clan needed, and that is just a luck of the draw. That is just throwing the pulse bomb at the right time. The beat was already happening, and it just hit right place, right time. Bay State, unfortunately, not able to really find the value they needed. Neb gone, faded next to go.
Well, there's the
5-man EMP, but you just don't have the damage at this point. You just don't have the numbers to really turn this around. That is close as close could be, but close, unfortunately, only counting in hand horse and shoe grenades.
Yeah, dollar short, day late, unfortunately, for Bay State with that EMP. I mean, again, like there's a lot of great cohesiveness on this team as the point goes 1-0 to DaBaby clan. But again, they've got to keep the pressure on. They've got to be consistent with these plays, because they have the potential to make these huge EMPs, or again, individual plays here to be the difference maker. But we got to do it every single fight.
Absolutely. This was a good fight for Bay State. This was them arguably at their prime here on Lijiang Tower. And I say them, but it was Neb who drops 4 in a single fight, 3 of them off the map. And we're not going to see that Ash because it did take a little bit longer. But still, I mean, a great showing, a super close matchup. And I'm eager. Like I said, during Control Center, I just want to get as much Overwatch as possible. I just want to see these teams go toe-to-toe, tooth and nail, all the way to the bitter end. Bay State, they fall 1-0, but this is a best of 3. They're down, but they are certainly not out yet.
I mean, this again kind of goes back to what I was saying before about DaBaby clan. They have a lot of individual talent, a lot of great situational awareness of knowing when to try and force these ultimates, again, be aggressive and dive. So again, I mean, I'll be honest. At the beginning of this map, when we were talking about how well Bay State have been playing, I was a little bit unsure of how good their competitor would be, but I think DaBaby clan have given them a real fight for this whole match here.
Yeah, no doubt. At the beginning of stage 1, in particular, back on Gardens, we talked about the pace that DaBaby clan was bringing to the table. They were playing really slow, notably so, to the point where it was almost all we could talk about because they were struggling to approach by any means. But at some point toward the second half of Gardens, they realized we are giving them way too much respect right now. We need to hold W. We need to get into the fight. And then after that, DaBaby Clan really just did a great job constantly keeping Bay State on edge, and then eventually taking Lijiang over them, taking Night Market in the most convincing fashion so far. Night Market being the only stage that wasn't a 99-99.
Yeah, I think, it kind of goes to speak, at least in contrast with seasons past. I feel like the game right now is about as good of a feeling game as you can play. Because the different comps can be played as long as you execute them well and work together. That's all you really need. And the first map, in Goat's era, you'd kind of be stuck to a specific comp for most of the match. But you'll notice, they started on that Hog, and they realized, hey, this wasn't working, so they swapped it off, and immediately, again, they went full dive, or more aggressive dive, and they were able to catch a lot of these players out on Bay State, which again I'm surprised by, because I felt like they had a lot of mobility, a lot of ability to peel for themselves, get out of harm's way, but it just was not quite working out for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was very close, but unfortunately they just were not able to find the appropriate lineups. And I think the peel in particular was what they really struggled with. I made comment on it during Night Market that almost every fight Bay State lost was because their supports got folded like lawn chairs. Immediately the supports were the first two to go down, and then to win a fight in a 4v6 with your entire support line missing is not only difficult, it is very often impossible. So I think DaBaby Clan just had very good focus, they had very good targeting, they knew exactly who to go after, and Bay State was never really able to kind of adapt fast enough.
Yeah, even going back to Goats, target focus has always been the name of the game. If the team that's able to put enough damage on one person or stress the support line where they have to invest those resources elsewhere, that's usually the team that's going to win those fights. So, man, I think Bay State needs to look at their strategy, figure out what the issue is. But again, I think these chunky tanks going on the back line. They need to figure out a way to nullify that effectively and consistently with Nespresso on Sombra, because that's a great pick. Again, first round, I was like, hey, they're gonna get clobbered. Again, it was much closer than I thought it would be. Like they're gonna be destroyed with the Reaper and Sombra, but it just wasn't as much of a difference maker, I think, when they needed it to be.
The EMP is so often how I kind of critique Sombra players is how fast they're charging an EMP, right? And Depresso was putting those things out like they were free. We saw several EMPs through majority of Lijiang Tower, but I then definitely have to kind of walk away from that idea a little bit and focus on how impactful the EMPs were. We saw that poor Brig on the side of DaBaby Clan get solo EMP'd at least 4 times through all of Lijiang Tower. It was very... And solo EMPing the Brig is not a bad idea, but when you're the only person that can shoot at her, Sombra's only doing 6 damage per headshot. You are not killing a Brig in a 1v1 fast enough to make that EMP worth it. I think if Bay State can focus on those EMPs a little bit more, getting even 2 people, 3, it would be ideal. Any more than that is just spectacular, but I think just focusing more on quantity could go a long way with those EMPs.
Yeah, because then you can kind of make playing devil's argument here. You might say that DaBaby Clan they're doing a really good job of keeping the Sombra away from the rest of the team, which you can make that argument. However, I think with how consistently I think those EMPs were engaged on, they kind of weird angles, just getting the Brig. I'm more on the side of an Espresso, maybe needing to tighten it up here. But I think we have some subs potentially as we go into Havana. Always a fun map.
The message we got was pretty ambiguous about subs. So we think there are some, but we weren't exactly told who they were, so we're all going to find out together. Either way, this is going to be a very fascinating matchup. We've got Mekon from Bay State subbing in instead of Neb, actually, which is fascinating.
They also, it looks like they dropped an Espresso for Forgotten, which, I think a lot of that might just be, hit scan, right? This whole map is sight lines galore. This first point, the first 50 meters is if you're looking at a Widow or looking at a hit scan, you're gonna have a bad time, bud. You're gonna have a real bad time.
Absolutely. This is gonna be a very exciting thing to see because I want to keep an eye out. Is Bay State and also DaBaby Clan when it's their turn, are we going to get what I always refer to as the Havana hold? Because this is the map that really made it popular, where you go all the way up to spawn door and you just hang out there as long as you can. It's never the idea to, oh, we're going to spawn hold for 4 minutes. If you do, I'll be flabbergasted. But it's all about, stalling for as long as possible. Yeah, this is an EU internet moment.
I was like, do we have another EU gaming moment? Oh, unfortunate. But I do like this look. I feel weird talking about Goats. Maybe getting sentimental for Overwatch, Overwatch 1. But I always really like big brawly comps. I'm excited to see what Bay State can do you know, getting that first hold. However, I mean, the DaBaby clan, they've been favoring that ball. I don't think Andrew has swapped off once, which is always a bit of a, you know, thorn in the side for these comps that focus on just kind of, you know, putting a bunch of resources, pulling them all in one spot here.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how effective Bay State can be here as this round starts out.
I definitely want to look to see if Keo sticks to this Widow for very long. All right, that answers that. Never mind.
Right, I think he's going to swap.
I was going to say, it's going to be hard to play Widow that close, but it seems like Keo was about 35 steps ahead of me on that one, immediately swapping onto the Pharah, which I think definitely works well. They've got the Pharmacy. She can really use the triangular roof angles to kind of play up close and personal without putting herself at risk. Mekon there, taking out Andrew early, and that's going to be enough space has been made. Bay State has, you know, kind of sort of won the fight, but it's going to be Fake Jake diving deep into the back line. Forgotten is not going to be forgotten. Actually, the first one falling on the side of Bay State. And every elim is important for DaBaby clan, right? If they don't win this fight, that's okay, because the next one's a 5v6, and then they can kind of slowly but surely break down the numbers. Faded now is going to find an elimination, but I think we're in that scenario where the damage has really been done. Infernal finds Soaks, Mekon gone, Infernal gone, and Shira committing a shatter, which not necessary, but honestly, I don't think that's going to hurt you too bad in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm kind of distracted again by the, oh, nice, the swap back. Let's go, Keo. I want to see some headshots here. I just want to highlight DaBaby clan. They've really favored the wrecking ball here.
Yeah.
See with Andrew on that, and Shira, I think the swap to Reinhardt was awesome. Being able to, again, put pressure on that front line, walk into them, stress the back line so they can't put as much resources on that front line. Now, again, we're going back to that very aggressive dive here. They don't have as much peel, Bay State, not having to break, so I think they're going to be a little bit more vulnerable to this heavy dive. And
it should be pretty easy for the DaBaby clan to kind of fade out the Immortality field, and then Baptiste is just right for the pick and right in front to take him out very early on. Keo finding Forgotten, Mekon already gone, and this fight practically over before it can even begin. Hotdog, DaBaby clan finding two insanely important healings, and that goes back to the point I made between maps. Every time DaBaby clan dives, it's the support line immediately obliterated, and I think we just need to see more peel from Bay State. They need to be protecting these supports a little bit more, because you are never going to win a 4v6, especially when your supports are the two missing.
Yeah, it'll be a bit tough, shall we say, to make that happen. And they're just walking it in at 420 on there, and a nice headshot there from Keo. And now Cass is trying to equalize that. I don't think it's going to be enough here. Maybe it will. We'll see how this fight rolls out here.
I'm not super familiar with Forgotten's hero pool, but I don't think I'd mind seeing them on something else. I just feel like they're really struggling to even look at Keo without having their head taken off their shoulders. So I think somebody else could really go a long way. Now Keo's been taken out of the fight. Forgotten can get their bearings, get back into the fight a little bit. It's actually Cave, absolute mad lad right now, hitting right clicks like a maniac, able to find a double kill onto the DPS lineup of DaBaby clan. 3:40 on the clock. I think Bay State has a very good opportunity to just absolutely burn down this timer.
Yeah, I agree about Forgotten maybe swapping off here, again, without knowing his hero pool.
Right.
But I will say Cape has been very aggressive, or very successful with this Mei. You know, putting walls, freezing where they need to be, and again, getting those headshots. It's right-click when they need to, and that's a fat one.
Oh man, that's certainly
maybe
an
not.
ultimate. An ultimate was used there, Hotdog.
I thought it was.
That much I'm sure of. You know, it got caught on like the corner of the wall and went absolutely nowhere, but it's still going to be a good cleanup coming out from DaBaby clan. Maybe using a few more ultimates than they wanted. I mean, they've got 0 left now. Andrew should be able to get that minefield relatively soon. Right now, we're talking about Forgotten. We're a little bit worried about this Cassidy, right? We know they're rooting and tooting, but they haven't really been ready for shooting quite yet. This high noon is going to have to be massive.
But how do you set yourself up for that? I mean, maybe get, you know, Internal and Infernal rather and Faded in position to block for him, but then you have this weird, you know, they don't not really any shield for the front line. So you're in this weird position where you have to set up the McCree, or the Cassidy rather, excuse me, to have a great ultimate. You kind of lose the fight, and yeah, doesn't get anyone.
So they go for the expected play there, the Amp Matrix into high noon, so it closes a little faster, does a little bit more damage. You all know the drill with that one, but unfortunately, like you said, it doesn't find squat. It is going to be a really unfortunate circumstance for Bay State right now. There's a good opening, though, one they definitely needed. Faded takes out Fake Jake early on, and Keo trying to find some shots, but taking a headshot of their own, down to 35 HP, just barely, not quite yet able to make it out. Forgotten going for a couple of peppering shots. Still, though, the Widowmaker back up into full HP. Andrew committing a minefield early. Shira's mech going to be down in the blink of an eye, and now it is up to Keo to really kind of make some space for the team once again. This turret giving Keo a run for their money, pulling full focus, and the shield goes up, making it even harder for Keo to peek right now.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird fight. But as I say that, DaBaby Clan gets
boy.
3 picks. The support line able to walk in and get the damage they need to, and it looks like they were able to clean it up. Like as I was talking, it felt like the DaBaby Clan were you know, kind of not resetting. I felt it was kind of weird. They kept kind of walking in. But I mean, that worked out really well. They were able to walk in like we've been talking about the whole time, be aggressive, focus the fire on where they need to, and then win the fight.
Yeah, if only Bay State had done that 20 seconds ago, this could be a very different story. Better late than never.
Where is it? We need that now.
Yeah, and Cave right now playing Torb, full blown. This is anti-Widowmaker. There is no other reason for Cave to be on the Torbjorn right now, but Keo was getting too much value. They needed to kind of cancel her out a little bit, not Widowmaker, and I think this is going to be a great way to do it. That could be, no, will be a massive bomb there. Hotdog Ab's going to be falling in.
Well, that was all Andrew. Like, that was a great boop out. That was amazing.
Andrew trying to be the hero, but might be taken out. I think we're really watching the battle of the peel right now. Bay State, I think their biggest weakness is their inability to consistently peel, where DaBaby Clan is the exact opposite. Peeling might be their best asset as a team.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, DaBaby Clan, they've been able to use mobility that they have much more effectively than Bay State had on Lijiang, and definitely on this one. And a good pick by Forgotten. Great swap, I think, to the Widow. Maybe a little bit too late, unfortunately, but it's back and forth. I think Bay State might be able to get a stall here.
The stall could be huge for Bay State.
Yeah,
now,
it looks like it.
Havana third is a point relatively notorious for being difficult to cap. For a team to even make it as far as they have is very impressive. I feel like this is a map where we are very often stalled out around that first point, if we're lucky the second point. But this is really all the way down to the third and final. This is going to be Bay State, like you said, kind of their final moment to shine. This is their opportunity to try to prevent DaBaby Clan from getting a 2-0 with relative ease.
You're exactly right. And now with the sides that they really can't do a whole lot more except kind of stare at each other, hoping maybe get a. Oh no, doesn't get anyone. Another fight's gonna start out here. DaBaby Clan launches in, doesn't get anyone with that pulse bomb. That could be the one opportunity they had, as Bay State is looking very good with these ultimates here.
Bay State, they've got the ults. The question is, Hotdog, how well can they use them? Okay, I guess we're about to find out. Molten Core coming out real early to the fight. I thought was practically over, but instead it's going to be just beginning. Faded, hardly an overextension. Andrew Knox faded out of position. A great opportunity for DaBaby Clan to collapse and scratch the DaBaby Clan comment. It's just Keo collapsing. A triple kill already taking out Abs early on. Now it's going to be a stall. It's the story of the stall. You're already below a minute. Can you get them all the way down to that 0 seconds?
Yeah, I feel like I've eaten my words so many times this
both.
series with DaBaby. I mean, they've been aggressive where I'm like, man, I don't know about this, but maybe that's what's kind of catching Bay State off guard. They're investing these ultimates when they might normally not have teams invest ultimates. They don't quite know how to react. I'm saying that DaBaby Clan, a sea of red in there. And it looks like first round is going to be going to DaBaby Clan here.
First round going to DaBaby Clan, 12 seconds left on the clock, and 12 seconds may not be a lot of time, but as we kind of talked about earlier, I feel we very rarely see the end of Havana to begin with, so it's pretty great to see a team go all the way to that 3rd point cap. Now Bay State, I mean, a win condition has a win condition has really yet to be set for them. This is difficult because best case scenario, they also cap 3rd, and then we go into additional rounds. So they are quite a distance away from a win condition right here, right now. It's going to be DaBaby Clan's map to win. It's all about how strong can their defense be. We have seen teams get stalled on that first point probably thousands of times at this point, and if DaBaby Clan can stall out Bay State, this will be a very quick 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go back to your comment about Battle of the Peel, because obviously playing defense on any map, especially like hybrid or 2CP, payload, it's going to be much different than attack, because you're going to be able to set the aggression, set the tempo for every single fight, because you're, unless the other team's being very aggressive this hold, going to be able to just walk in and kind of do whatever you want, catch them off guard, keep on just kind of, dominoes falling over as they walk it into the point. So it's going to be interesting to see how the clan kind of looks at their strategy here. It looks like they're gonna be pretty much playing the same sort of style of composition, actually the same comp, minus I think that's the exact same comp. So it'll be interesting to see how they utilize this on this defense versus the attack.
Gabe currently hesitating on who they kind of want to choose to bring to the table. I think there's definitely consideration. Do we bring that May back out? I feel like that May was really
there she is. Yeah,
Gabe. Okay, she's going to be making an appearance early. The DaBaby clan, I've got to say, I'm fascinated to see they're not going for what I was calling the Havana hold earlier. I feel like teams at this caliber, at this level, tend to bring that out very often, but instead, the DaBaby clan's going to give up essentially the first corner for free. A lot of good space for Bay State, but what can they do with that space afterward? This is a collegiate team really trying to prove their worth here. This is a team that I consider one of the best collegiate programs in the country right now, and the DaBaby clan is putting them to work.
Yeah, I think Forgotten on Cassie right now is much better than, again, on the defense. Because, you're in a much better position to hide behind this Reinhardt and put damage in where it needs to. And Keo on Widow is going to be a very valid threat to keep in mind. And they're going to have to really make sure they play behind that Rein shield, and D.Va puts enough pressure on them. But this is looking good for Bay State. They're getting some great distance on this payload as they walk into the first point here with some great time on the clock.
Yeah, they've got, only a minute off the clock at this point. The DaBaby clan was just making it out of spawn. That really goes to show the effectiveness of that Havana hold. It's just really some great stall potential. It's all about burning every second down that you possibly can. Bay State now in a really shaky fight, a very mild spawn advantage, I'd say, in terms of defense, but I'm not sure Bay State's really going to walk away with this fight with a loss. We see Faded already 20% away from that Earth Shatter and insanely impactful ultimate, especially with that newer change where it does, what is it, 250 damage if you're within like 5 meters. Something absurd like that. And Faded definitely looking for that Shatter. I think that Shatter is the ultimate to seal the deal. That is the technical win condition for this first fight.
Yeah, you can see him setting up, trying to get on the side of these tanks, and Deadeye comes in, doesn't get anyone, as Cave does find Fake Jake. That could be a great opportunity for them, and 2 picks. Forgotten coming alive on this Cass pick. Again, this is a much better pick on attack for them, I really think. And that's going to be the fight win there, I think.
Yeah, the Shatter didn't make the waves I necessarily wanted, but it made enough space for the team to capitalize, and that's all that matters. Only half the time bank gone now. Bay State looking a little bit more like Bay State, putting themselves back on top of things, trying to find that second point. If they get to the second, at that point, I'll be pretty confident they can take the third and at least force extra rounds. But the DaBaby clan, they are clearly an incredible team, so we're going to have to wait and see if they make any swaps, which they've already made a couple, and how well these swaps can really work out for them.
And Bay State, coming into that first point, had a nice time make of 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's going to be, again, kind of similar to DaBaby clan's push into their own first point. So kind of even in terms of, how their success is on these pushes. But, man, Bay State's, they're kind of coming alive here. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, definitely. We've got to talk, again, Bay State's been playing in a collegiate tournament all day today. This could be a little bit of that fatigue finally wearing off. They could finally be warming up a little bit more, but it's Fake Jake taking out Abs early. Me kind of has to drop the beat in an attempt to keep the team alive, but the next elimination still may be against Bay State. The DaBaby clan, Andrew, what a deep minefield, and it is a productive one. Hotdog Gabe is going to be taken out by that minefield. That single elimination is enough to really flip momentum back in favor of the DaBaby clan.
Yeah, really good job. Bay State, unfortunately, wasn't able to get a whole lot of value out of Mikan's barrier. I think only like 2 people got it. So, unfortunately, a little bit of a waste, I think, on that regard. But the DaBaby clan was able to get some great usage out of that minefield. But they only get another pick here. It's just so back and forth. These teams really are playing well into each other when they kind of, all focus up and make it happen. And I'm talking 2 picks. The DaBaby clan, I think, are going to win this fight.
It just feels like a battle royale at this point. We've got so many 1v1s happening. It's just who is coming out on top of them. Like you said, DaBaby clan, they've got the numbers like never before here on second point Havana. It was really just neck and neck, back and forth, and Faded dumping in that Earth Shatter. I'm not particularly fond of the choice, but if it works out even half decent, which it looks like it may be for Bay State, then it's absolutely worth it at the end of the day. Andrew takes out Mikan, who already has another beat, by the way. I want to highlight that a little bit. That was about a minute, and there's a full another beat online. A huge opportunity for Bay State to succeed, perhaps in the next fight. I think the DaBaby clan is finally going to be winning this one.
Yeah, I like that little stare down between Faded and Andrew. Just like we're here. We know what's gonna happen. Just let it happen. Just die, Faded. Reset though, coming in, Forgotten, coming in again on that Deadeye on Cassidy. Bay State are looking strong here. They do swap actually to the ball, which I think is a good pick. The Reinhardt's having a hard time just kind of not being knocked around, so being able to kind of lean into the mobility is a good idea, but as we saw in Lijiang, they really need to use that effectively and actually get value out of this mobility. They need to be able to peel, stay alive, and the heels are going to have like a little bit of a hard time getting on them with so much movement on the ball.
I'm also just thinking about crowd control on the side of the DaBaby clan. They've got the shield bash, they've got the sleep dart, they've got the coach gun, which isn't technically, so you get what I mean. It disrupts movement, and that's kind of what Bay-State's Faded is looking for. They're looking to be in the back line, be that general nuisance, and if you're pulling even one person's attention, you're arguably doing your job. They're on the wrecking ball, forgotten, up and over. Oh, I love the high noon cancel, trying to hit that double fan, but unfortunately Andrew makes it out with their life. Soaks takes out Keo and everybody's favorite aim Bob, putting in the work. Mekon goes down, and Forgotten actually going to be taken out by the very wrecking ball. He failed to destroy moments ago. The double melee Hotdog. Oh, you love it and you hate it, but that is Andrew just doing Andrew things at this point. This wrecking ball.
I like to imagine he just I like to imagine he just did like kind of like a slap across the two faces at once, just kind of. You know,
I always like to think that Hammond
imagine.
does the slapping, not the ball. I like to think that Hammond hits the melee.
Probably could. Yeah, you know what? I like that. You know, I'm going to lean into that. Like
That's my personal canon, is that Hammond himself hits the melees, not the actual wrecking ball.
But yeah, I mean, I think I think I've said like a broken record. I mean, DaBaby Clan has been really good about taking advantage when they need to. And I think even on these defensive holds, Bay-State's trying to match that tempo. Even you saw, again, Bay-State, Forgotten, trying to use that Deadeye reset to get the double fan. And it didn't work. I mean, it was a great effort. That was, I think, really good heads-up gameplay. But the Clan is just being so consistently just gas all the way down, just kind of going as hard as possible, that it's tough for Bay-State to keep up. This is I think anyone can say this is a much different style of gameplay than Bay-State is probably used to, honestly.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And it's so fascinating because Bay-State, almost every fight we've seen, it comes down to a single elimination that really flips the fight on its head. We're seeing essentially the escort version of 99 to 99 in every single fight. And we see Bay-State incredibly close, but close is only counting in hand, horse, and grenade shoes. So it's super important that Bay-State finds themselves on top of these fights. And adaptability seems to be the name of the game for DaBaby Clan. They have changed heroes. Everybody except Andrew, I think, has played more than one hero. And they have been so consistent with whoever they're playing. Bay-State tries to adapt. They try to change and address the changes DaBaby Clan is making, but they seem to fall short every time. It's really becoming DaBaby Clan just finding themselves one step ahead, 10% ahead, and that 10% has gone so far for them.
Yeah, I like that caveat about Andrew. He has absolutely rocked the ball. Just since minute one, man. He's been a menace. And that's a good pick, Forgotten. Instead of rocking the hit scan and giving it off to Cave, they seem to have swapped roles. Two great picks in the DPS. And now, I think Bay-State, that's absolutely what you needed. They're going to walk it in. And I think, theoretically, unless DaBaby Clan can really just touch point and really stall it out, I think they got ball ready. I mean, this could be point 2 for Bay-State.
This is a big could, Hotdog. This is a huge could. It depends. Is DaBaby Clan going to go for that full recontest?
They're going to have to.
Put it right back in. They have to, right? They're not going to give that point up for free, and already Forgotten has been taken out. This is a devastating moment. That wrecking ball, Andrew, he's so hard to kill, and he's so hard to prevent from finding kills. The Mad Lad puts down 3 in a single fight, and that should all but confirm a 2-0 victory for DaBaby Clan here today. Andrew taking out Abs in the final moment, and I scratched the name DaBaby Clan. I think you call it Andrew Clan at this point, because this kid just absolute menace on the wrecking ball, wear and tear against Bay-State the entire series, and arguably the sole reason that they just won that last fight.
Man, yeah, I mean, we've got a ball specialist, even kind of even from day one all the way up to now. If you're good at ball, I mean, you've got so much sustainability, so much self-heal, so much mobility, so much everything. You can really change the tide of any fight if you get in the right spot. And those minefields, I mean, I don't think there was a minefield that wasn't somewhat effective, either getting a pick or just again making it so the resources couldn't get to the front line, which kind of resulted in that fight win. Yeah, Andrew absolutely just kind of did what he just rolled and did what he wanted. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, without a doubt. And something that Andrew did that I really want to kind of put focus to, that I feel a lot of people may not have noticed, was this weird kind of using minefield exclusively to demolish the opposing Rhine shield.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like that is so fascinating, because it forces that Rhine to really come out and do very little. It takes his entire shield down, and then Reinhardt becomes a lot less effective when he doesn't have that shield. I think Andrew did a really good job of consistently canceling out that main tank, and Bay-State struggling to really kind of capitalize without a main tank. It's hard to play without one.
Yeah, a lot of that comes down to just the heads up play that they had. In Lijiang,
Yeah.
I think I mentioned I highlighted just the consistency of these individual pop offs. We had the Keo on Pharah, if I'm remembering correctly, had some awesome environmental kills. There's a lot of just great solo play on there, and that kind of rolled into pun totally intended DaBaby clan with the Hammond on there, as well as a lot of just heads up play with the the DPS, making it hard for Bay State to walk in and be effective. It was just overall they did a really good job keeping the gas pedal down and making it hard for Bay State to even catch up.
And I think what really kind of impressed me with DaBaby clan is it wasn't just holding W, right? They absolutely knew when to peel back. They knew when to slow it down because a lot of teams will play that consistent hyper aggression and usually continue to do so. But many times we would see DaBaby clan give up some space, give up a small fight. It was like a lose the battle, win the war situation. They would give up a smaller fight to win that next fight, which was absolutely bigger. Time and time again, we saw some great capitalization and some great success from them on that. And at the end of the day, all these teams are bringing their 110%. There's a $10,000 prize pool across the board, I believe. I mean, there is absolutely something to fight for. I think all playoff teams end up getting some variety of prizing. There's a great opportunity, honestly. It's going to be all about what these teams can do. But folks, we're going to be throwing it over to the desk for just a little bit to give you a little bit of a breakdown of what we just saw. We'll be right back with a new series, I believe, in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you soon.